BMW Data Strong fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Welcome back to the Ford Sports Desk. I'm Jen Mueller, and if I had to guess, I would think a lot of those pictures today include Felix Hernandez or the King's Court. Felix on the mound this afternoon, looking to become the first pitcher in the American League to 14 wins. And Brad Adam, this is exactly what the Mariners need after a tough ending in yesterday's game.
Exactly right. That's 17 extra inning games, the most in the American League, and the 20th defeat in the opponent's last at bat, which leads the American League. And Lloyd talks about it, Jason, being his team being a resilient bunch and being able to come back from these tough losses. You see it there. It leads the majors, 20 losses in opponent's last AB. All right, so a resilient bunch, yes, but to keep having to come back from these defeats, I mean, at some point you get punch. It's hard to get off the mat at some point, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And we're here in August still talking about this. So, I played on a couple different teams. I played in Pittsburgh, and we weren't very good. We lost a lot in our last at-bats. It happens a lot. Every team plays close games. And sadly, that becomes the norm after a while. It's, almost the mindset of how are we going to lose this game. Then I played in Boston, where you get there and it's a completely different aspect. How are we going to win this game? And that just comes with, having the right guys. Hitting 220 with runners in scoring position is not a very good recipe for that. So it's more of a mindset, but it does weigh on you. We're in August, and not that it can't be overcome, but we're here now, and something has to change.
I was going to say, can that mindset change? Can you win a game, win two, and kind of flip it a little bit?
Yeah, it's the chicken and the egg thing. But yes,
sure.
You just need to get on that roll a little bit. But when you get beat down so many times, it becomes the norm, like you say. And if something needs to change, you got to get a few of those wins to get that momentum.
Well, hopefully today we won't be talking about a close win. We can't talk about a close win, but I like a nice easy win. Mike Zunino, power stroke. We know he's got incredible power. Had a home run off Lewis in April, the first time he's faced him. He's had 3 home runs off of Lewis in his career. It's a rubber game. It's Rangers. It's Mariners. Coming up next. Agent at Safeco.com. Do more. By Alaska Airlines, 80 nonstop destinations and growing. By the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting Sinbad September 25th. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. And by your local Ford stores. Win today and win the series against the Rangers. Felix, of course, on the mound. Let's get up to the booth. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers. You look at the records of this pitching matchup, guys. We got a lot of wins on the ledger today.
Absolutely, Brett. Two of the winningest pitchers in the American League as Felix makes his walk in. There's no better show than that, watching him come out of the dugout here at Safeco Field. But this is a game the Mariners really need to get here, Mike.
Well, what you'd like to do, Dave, is start to set a trend. If you look at them, a 4-game series on the road in Minnesota, they split that one. They win the series in Colorado. They have a chance to win this series today. Start feeling better about things if you can do that. They have the right guy on the mound for him with Felix. But the main thing is you want to start winning some series just to get a feeling for that and set a good trend for yourself.
Take a look at our latest pitching matchup. Felix has 2 wins against Texas this year. One of them against Colby Lewis here in this ballpark.
Well, Felix has really pitched well this year against Texas and overall, and I think that if you start to look at his season, after today, probably 10 more starts from trying to win 7 more games to get to 20. I know that's important to him, but more importantly, the bullpen is toast right now. They need Felix to get deep in this game. Felix, he is aware of that. I look for him to be special this afternoon.
Colby Lewis has been around for a long time, knows what he's doing, having a great year.
Well, this is a guy, his fastball is going to be 88 to 91 miles an hour, but more importantly, he throws a lot of sliders. The good news for the Mariners, a number of guys in the lineup have had a lot of success against Lewis. They saw him earlier this year, were able to put up 10 hits, only 3 runs, though they're going to have to do a better job when they get guys on base this afternoon if they want to beat Lewis.
One guy they hope to lean on today who's had a lot of success against Colby Lewis is Robinson Cano, a .476 career hitter against Lewis, who just turned 36 back on August 2nd. Finale of this series, the Rangers and the Mariners. First pitch is straight ahead. We're excited about today, and these fans are too. It's a bright, sunny Sunday in Seattle, and time for the King to feature his arsenal today against the Texas Rangers. Welcome, everybody. Happy Felix Day. Felix on the mound today against the Texas Rangers in the rubber match. of this 3-game series. The Kings Court in session, and they've been vocal already. Let's take a look at the Texas Rangers lineup that will face the King today.
Floor manager Jeff Bannister. A lot of speed in this lineup. DeShields leading things off. Then it's Chu. Had last night up back in the lineup today. The DH Prince Fielder's career against Felix 0 for 17 with 6 strikeouts. Beltre, Moreland, and Hamilton in the middle of the lineup. Andrews, Odor, and Bobby Wilson will do the catching this afternoon. A look at the numbers for Felix Hernandez for his quest for 20-win season. 13 wins on the year, a 3.13 ERA, 140 strikeouts, just 41 walks. Opponents hitting .234 against Felix.
And here we go. First pitch in Seattle. It's in there. Strike one to Delino DeShields. Home-plate umpire Lance Barrett. Dale Scott at first. Toby Basner at second. And Dan Iasonia at third. Blue Jays seconds ago just closed out a sweep at New York. Only a game and a half out in the East.
Blue Jays, that's what, 8 in a row now.
Correct. 8 consecutive ball games and 10 out of their last 11.
Talked about it a lot as far as trades go and how rare it is that they have an impact on a team. But you look at David Price, Tulowitzki, Revere, Mark Lowe, of course. It really made a difference for that ball club. The hottest team in baseball right now.
They're rocking out in the Kings Court, looking for a strikeout. Just inside, 2-2. Felix with a great year. 8th in earned run average. He's among the leaders in winning percentage. He's tied with McHugh and Keuchel for the most wins in the American League with 13. Lewis has 12. 2-2 pitch. Into the gap. Coming on strong is Cruz, and the big man makes the catch. Wow. Now you want to check inventory, make sure everything's okay. Looks like it's just the glasses took the hit.
I think it's just the sunglasses. Take a look at our Alaska Airlines Supermo and the diving effort by Cruz out in right. He has really done a good job when he's been able to play right field this year. Of course, splitting time in right and being the DH for this team. And you're right, Dave, you can see the glasses look like he rolled up on him. And I'm sure he can get another pair. That won't be a problem. Take a look at our American Family Insurance defensive setup for the Mariners. Smith in left. Marte had been a shortstop the last couple days. He's out in center. You saw Cruz in right. Seager at third. Miller and Cano playing at the middle. Jesus Montero at first. Mike Zunino had most of yesterday off, but back in the lineup today.
I'm sure Cruz's local representative could back up a truck with a whole bunch of sunglasses. 1-0 to Chu.
He'll be okay. Dave, as you mentioned, Felix pitching against Texas a couple of times this year. It was back in April. In 13 2/3, he gave up a total of just 7 hits and 3 earned runs, had 16 strikeouts.
These two pitchers faced off against each other Saturday, April 18th. Felix and the Mariners win 3-1. Felix goes 7-2 hits, 1 run, 12 Ks. Lewis went 5 2/3, 10 hits, 3 runs. Bouncing ball to Cano. 2 outs. You mentioned it during the open. Prince Fielder 0 for 17 against Felix. That's about the only blemish on his season right now. 3rd in batting in the American League. 2nd in hits at 135, 2 behind Cruz. Really cool sight. I don't know what, 10:30, 11:15. Adrian Beltre is out in left center field throwing BP to Fielder's son and Beltre's son, giving him a chance to hit the ball over the right field wall and the left field wall. Really cool.
How old would you guess they were?
Little Fielder looks like he's about 8, 9, and little Beltre looked like he might have been 4 or 5. Both of them had nice swings.
Well, I was watching little Beltre play some catch, and he can pick it just like his dad. Fun to watch him out on the field.
Prince's son, lefty swinger, and almost identical swing. Everything was going to the left side. Kings Court on its feet now. Fielder back after missing the majority of last year. Herniated disc in his neck. And he has bounced back in a big way. Great shot there. 1-2. Fouled off. You look at Cruz, you look at Fielder, two big guys. You wouldn't expect to see them top 3 in batting average.
No, it's amazing, isn't it?
They're good hitters. End of story.
Right, exactly.
1-2. Hit on the button, base hit. I had to figure, too good a hitter for that offer to go on much longer. Here comes Adrian Beltre. 1 for 5 in yesterday's game. Got picked off at first by Jesus Sucre.
This is always a fun matchup to watch.
Two great friends, but it's all business right now. Beltre, a .289 hitter against Felix. And he rips this one. Left field, staying in the yard. And Seth Smith tracks it down. No runs a hit. No errors, and a man left. Beltre saying, why didn't it go out? Mariners coming to bat. Time Gold Glover Adrian Beltre still having some fun with Felix Hernandez after hitting a line drive to end the first inning. Let's take a look at the Mariner batting order that will face off against Colby Lewis.
For manager Lloyd McClendon leading off, it'll be Ketel Marte. Then is Kyle Seager, Nelson Cruz, Cano, the cleanup hitter. He'll play second base. Smith Montero at first base batting 6th. Trumbo, the DH, batting 7th. Miller and Mike Zunino, 3 for 10. Off of Colby Lewis, all 3 hits, home runs for Zunino. Hopefully that trend will continue today. For Lewis, 12-4 record, even though he has a high ERA at a 4.68. 104 strikeouts, only 26 walks. He throws a lot of strikes, but he has given up 19 home runs this year.
Here's Marte looking for his first extra base hit here in the big leagues. In center field today, Austin Jackson getting a much-deserved day off.
For Colby Lewis, average fastball, he'll be 88 to 91 miles an hour. Throws a lot of sliders.
Some popped up, going back Andrews, coming in as the center fielder DeShields to make the play. And there's one out.
In our American Family Insurance defensive setup for the Rangers, Hamilton in left field, DeShields in center, Chu back in the lineup out in right. Beltre the third baseman, Andrews and Odor playing up the middle. Mitch Moreland at first base, and Bobby Wilson will do the catching. Colby Lewis will also mix in a curveball and a changeup with the fastball and slider.
Kyle Seager, 5-game hitting streak. Good numbers against Lewis. 2 homers, 7 ribbies, 10 for 23, a .435 clip.
And the Rangers have the shift on with Kyle hitting.
Here's the 1.
Talked about Lewis throwing a lot of sliders. On the year, about 30% of his pitches is the slider, but in his last outing against Houston, which did not go well with him, he was over 50% sliders against Houston.
Pulled foul.
And that was the slider trying to get it in on his hands.
Kyle went for 5, couple strikeouts in yesterday's game. Colby Lewis, as mentioned, just turned 36 on August 2nd. Born and still lives in Bakersfield, California. Buck Owens country. Country music aficionados. 2-2. Second tour of duty for Lewis with the Rangers, with him from 02 to 04. Then he went to Detroit and Oakland. Going back is Andrus. And there's 2 away. Well, Nelson Cruz, he's just cooking. 18-game hitting streak right now. That's tied for the second best in the American League this season. 8 straight games with an extra base hit. 21 consecutive games reaching base. So I go in to talk to Jeff Bannister, the manager for the Texas Rangers. Said, how weird was that game yesterday? I said, first of all, I wasn't going to let those 2 donkeys beat me in the last inning. Threw the 1 pitch to Cruz, then he held up, put him on, and then Cano put him on. Because the last time, remember that Sunday game here in April, he said Cruz hit a ball through the hole, a rocket for the game winner, and he said earlier Cano had flipped one. He said, there's no way. He says, as weird as yesterday's game was, we've been through it. We had a game, he said, we had a game, 8 walks, a hit batter, an error, and still beat Houston 4-3. Then I asked him, I said, all right, so yesterday, you got Tollison, your closer. What are you doing keeping him in there? He said, look, let me tell you something. I had a rookie and my long man left. I wasn't going to do that. He said, if Colby has a bad day, I got to have a long guy today. So that's how he explained it. But you know, you and I were talking about yesterday. What the heck is he doing in there? That's going to go foul.
Well, I was wondering that. I could see when he brought him in. He was just trying to extend the game at the time, and he brought his best pitcher in, which is Tollison.
Right.
So I could semi-understand that. And if the Mariners or if the Rangers had a 1, 2, 3-run lead, now I can see leaving him in there. But when it was 8 runs is what was confusing.
Exactly.
And to have him throw 50-plus pitches was confusing to me.
He looked right at me and said, hey, man, what else was I going to do? He says, you make it. Who are you going to bring in?
Right.
All right, fair enough. Now let those 2 donkeys beat me again.
Well, they both have been really hot.
Oh, man.
And nobody hotter than Cruz right now, and Cano over the last month has really been swinging it well.
That game was,
and especially when you look at the first game. I mean, with them going back-to-back home runs and ended up beating them. It's the reason why they have a chance. One of the reasons why they have a chance to win a series today.
2-2. Cruz 2 for 8 career against Colby Lewis, ex-teammate. He takes a call, 3rd strike, and he's got reason to be a little bit off-put by the call by Lance Barrett, according to the EQC tracer. Second inning coming up. Coming up, time now for a Geico This Date in MLB history. Mr. Mariner saw him over the weekend. Alvin Davis becomes the Mariners' all-time home run leader. At the time, that number 106. He got it off of right-hander Mike Witt. How'd you hit against Mike Witt?
I was fortunate. Mike Witt was a teammate of mine when I was with the Yankees, so I didn't have to face him. He had one of the best curveballs you're going to see. He could really run a fast. Yes, yeah. and he could really run a fastball in on your hands. Good pitcher.
Ken Griffey Jr.
417, the current leader for the Mariners. Good to see him in town over the weekend.
Terrific ceremony again. Congratulations, Jimmy Moyer, 9th member of the Mariners Hall of Fame. It was a lot of fun yesterday. He was energized. That's a fun 4th inning. That I heard a clip he was over with Rick on the radio side. He
had the call.
Yeah.
I thought the best part was when they had the bad dancer going. They had Jamie up there dancing along with
his wife. Yeah, that was great. Mitch Moreland. He's the hitter. First baseman. Came in as a pinch hitter in yesterday's game. Picked up a base hit to center field. We're talking about how weird yesterday's game was. You get into the 11th inning. Then 8 consecutive hits, 5 of them with 2 strikes by the Rangers as they score 8 times. 8 hits and 8 runs.
That's one of the amazing things about this game, Dave. You would think that somebody would hit a ball at somebody at some point. It just didn't happen, and that's the way this game can be.
Well, the King's Court rising, imploring the King to get his first strikeout of the afternoon. Oh, they're not holding back either. Here we go, 1-2. Ball 2.
And Felix again has a good fastball this afternoon. 94 miles an hour on that last fastball.
Felix 8th in the American League strikeouts with 140. Chris Sale leads at 186. Here's a 2-2. Went back there and missed. Full count. Mariners won the first game 4-3. Rangers win yesterday 11-3 and 11. Pitch. Struck him out. That's what they asked for. It gives them what they want.
One of the great things about Felix is he's unpredictable. You never know what he's going to throw. He goes with a 12-6 curveball. His curveball has been outstanding this year. 3-2 count. Most of the time you would think that you're going to get a fastball, but he goes with the curveball. And again, the league this year off of his curveball hitting just 128.
There's Josh Hamilton. Shift dog for him. Ball 1. Josh coming off a 2-for-5 day yesterday. Those are his numbers against Felix.
It's been interesting to watch Felix this year. I'm sure a lot of the fans remember when he first came to the big leagues. He was basically a dominant fastball in the mid-90s with the 12-6 curveball. Over time, he's developed a changeup, one of the best pitches in the game. But this year, when you compare to last year he threw his curveball about 16% of the time. This year, you take a look at it, and his curveball usage is up 5% from last year, and I think that most of that has come here in the second half, using it more and more.
1-1 pitch. Ball 2. Hamilton to be followed by shortstop Elvis Andrus. Felix won his last start on Monday in Colorado. Left with an 8-4 lead. Mariners had to hold on to win 8-7. 2-2. Prior to that, they had a subpar performance against Arizona and beaten Toronto 5-2 back on the 24th of July. 2-2 to Hamilton. On hold by Zunino. Count runs full.
Felix not happy with the home plate umpire Lance Barrett on that last pitch. It looked as if maybe it was just off the outside corner. Felix gets a lot of run to his fastball. You can see it on the tracer there.
You've said this many times, like a hitter, an umpire can't give up on it, right?
You have to stay with every pitch that he's going to throw, especially with Felix, because again, you can't predict what he's going to do, so you really have to stay with this pitch. I think the really good umpires that do a good job, they wait just a little bit longer to make their call. They're not in a hurry to call a ball or a strike. Because if they do that, Mike Zunino will give them a good look at the pitch, too.
3-2. Rolls over on it. Cano takes care of it. Throws out Hamilton. 2 away here in the top of the second. The next BECU family night. It's coming up tomorrow. 7:10 start time. Mariners host the Baltimore Orioles, and each member of the family can purchase select view level seats for one low price. To secure your savings, log on to Mariners.com and buy your BECU family tickets today. What a beautiful day. 71 degrees, wind out of the west. A very slight breeze blowing from left field towards center. Here's Andrews, shortstop. Way out front, strike one. Elvis, a career 300 hitter against Felix. Corey Kluber just threw a 3-hitter against Minnesota. Cleveland wins 8-1.
I saw that the Indians really got after Phil Hughes today. 7 runs, I think, with 3 innings. Mariners just faced Hughes when they were in Minnesota.
Yeah, Tampa Bay beats the Mets for the second day in a row. Tampa Bay back to 500. Taking the last 2 games of that series. Like this time of year, wild card standings just as important as the regular standings. Teams jockeying for position. Two-one pitch. Seager had it eat him up. Oh, it's really hit hard by Elvis Andrews. Big base hit.
Well, he gets a fastball in the inside corner and is down, and it is a rocket.
Reminds me of the Tom Wilhelmsen, Charlie Furbush hot corner.
That's why they call it that. Right?
Who hit the hardest ball you had to?
Dave Winfield.
Oh, okay.
Hit me right in the middle of the chest.
One hopper?
One hop right off the edge of the grass. It came up and hit me in the chest.
Here in New York?
It was actually in a spring training game, and I felt it for the entire year.
Yeah, so the ground was probably hard.
It was a rock.
Yeah.
Down in Florida.
Ugh. Big winning.
I was just out of Double-A my first year in big league camp.
And you see this guy, he's 6'6", with that long bat, long stride, and big swing. Odor.
I remember getting on the bus, and the thought that was in my head is it sounds different,
right?
And they hit it a lot harder.
So I'm assuming the next AB you were back, maybe short left field.
Well, fortunately, it was the last time that I saw him, but yeah, the game was over shortly after that.
Man. Felix has 1 strikeout, trying to get out of the second inning. Pitch to Odor. Slap left side, trouble down the line. That is a fair ball. Andrews flying around the bases, getting the wave on from Beasley. He's going to score, and it's an RBI double for Rougned Odor. Texas has a 1-0 lead. Odor's 39th RBI, his 12th double.
Oh, 0-2 pitch, and Felix decided to go with the fastball. 93 miles an hour. It was on the outside corner. I think he wanted to get it just off the plate away. Didn't quite get it there, and a little bit unlucky. This ball is slicing, and it hits right on the line. You see it right there. Keep an eye on it.
Third base umpire Dan Iasona.
Right in the middle of the line.
How about Bobby Wilson in Friday's game? He had a second inning 2-run double. He's hitting 5 for 11 since joining Ranger Ball Club.
On the year, hitting 197. The Rangers as a team are hitting 247 with runners in scoring position.
Rangers got him on waivers from Tampa Bay. Felix 2-0 against Texas this season. 2.08 ERA. Over his career, this is his 45th start against Texas. And a record of 14-21 with a 3.92. 2-1. Wilson batting out of the 9-hole. Felix trying to get out of this inning here. Hold the Rangers to just 1 run. 2-1 pitch. He'll come backer and he'll get the job done. Easy play. So Rougned Odor, an RBI double, puts Texas in front 1-0. When we come back, it'll be Cano, Smith, and Montero. 4, 5, and 6 for the Mariners coming up. Robinson Cano going to lead things off here in the home second. Robbie hitting .311 since June 15th. Got a 6-game hitting streak working. Batting average up to .268. Seven for 15 hitter against Colby Lewis.
And he has a good count. Good thing that he's been doing, not just hitting for average, but hitting for power. He has 12 home runs on the year, but 10 of them in the last 38 games, including one in this series.
Easy play. Moreland, 1 away.
Take a look at Colby Lewis and his pitch selection on the year. 54% fastballs, and again, you can see a lot of sliders at 30%. He will mix in a curveball and changeup, but basically a fastball slider pitcher. And he will not give in to hitters. You get into a hitter's count, doesn't necessarily mean he's going to groove you a fastball.
Real solid veteran, knows what he's doing out there.
Well, and he has the ability to throw his slider for strikes, mixed in a curveball and change it for strikes when he's behind.
Seth Smith. Swing and a miss. Easy play for Odor. 2 down. Seth still looking for his first hit against Lewis. He's now 0 for 8. Here's Jesus Montero, 2 out, nobody on. He was the guy that Jeff Bannister, the skipper of the Rangers, took his chances on after loading up the bases. Intentional passes to Cruz and Cano in the 10th.
Which is interesting because he's having a good series. 3 for 9 with an RBI and a double in the series. Swinging the bat well since being recalled.
That's going to be caught by Elvis Andrus. A 1-2-3 second for Colby Lewis. He's got a 1-0 lead thanks to the second inning RBI double by Rougned Odor. In on right fielder Nelson Cruz. What an effort.
Delino DeShields, the leadoff hitter, thought he had a base hit, but Cruz, a diving effort to start the game, takes a hit away from him.
There we go. Felix, top of the order, and DeShields bounces one. Foul, strike one. DeShields was victimized by Cruz on that catch, opening up the ball game. Top of the order, DeShields, Chu, and Fielder. Odor, a 2-out RBI double on an 0-2 pitch in the second inning. The difference right now. Good breaking ball in there for strike 2. One strikeout so far for Felix. Make it 2. One away here in the third.
And he goes with the changeup to get the strikeout. 89 miles an hour. Take a look at our Alaska Airlines Super Bowl in the swing by DeShields out in front of it.
Well, this is impressive since that debut back on August 4th, which has celebrated the 10th anniversary. Felix, Verlander, that's a good-looking group. Felix on top. Here's a base hit by Shin-Soo Choo, the former Mariner. Now 1 for 2. Way ahead of Verlander. Hamels, we saw him a couple of nights ago. CC Sabathia and A.J. Burnett. Last, got Hamels and Sabathia, the 2 lefties in that group. Here's Fielder, got his first career hit off of Felix in the first inning on a 1-2 pitch, a single to right center. Burns now 1 for 18 against Senor Hernandez. Pitch outside, ball 1. Takes it at 2-0.
And with T. Felix again taking a second look. Last pitch, a changeup. And Cano immediately to the mound. He can tell that Felix is bothered by the home plate umpire.
Savvy move by Robbie. It's interesting watching Fielder take that pitch, and how he took it reminds me of what Jamie Morey was talking yesterday about, what he's looking at, watching how a guy takes a pitch.
Right. And making adjustments after that. A lot of pitchers, they just don't have the ability to do it. They're going to just stay with the scouting report. But sometimes you can learn a lot by the way, because hitters are seeing those reports too, and they have an idea, especially when you get into the third game of a series. And a lot of times, and I've talked to Edgar about this, catchers will fall into routines as well. So you have to watch the way the hitters are reacting to pitches. Give you an idea how well they're seeing it or what they're looking for.
Jumped on a 3-0 offering. Chu will get the third. Fielder 2 for 2.
They didn't give in to him. They didn't want to throw him a fastball. It's a changeup. Still able to hit it hard because it was up in the zone.
Fielder can make that big body work, can he?
Really can.
Beltre lined out to left. Ended the first.
With that base hit. Fielder now tied with Nelson Cruz. The American League lead in hits. 137 hits for both of them.
Strike 1 to Beltre. That's through Zunino. That's going to cost the Mariners a run. Chu glides home. Fielder moves to second.
That was on the changeup. Be a wild pitch. Let's take a look at it. Out in front of home plate, you can see Mike lifting the glove, and the ball goes right under his glove. Able to get a piece of it, but not able to keep it in front of him.
On 1 to Beltre. Scramble by Mike. 2-1. Two 2-0 lead for the Rangers. So we play here in the top of the third. Green one. On deck hitter Mitch Moreland, their first baseman. First game of the series, Moreland scored on a wild pitch in the fourth, thrown by Iwakuma. Ooh, did that take a bad hop? Miller stays with it and just gets it. Nice play by Brad. That ball was stung. 2 outs.
Close to hitting him in the neck or the collarbone. It really comes up on him, and as Dave mentioned, the ball hit on the button. Good reaction to stay with it, and a strong arm from Brad. Just get a hustling Beltre. Couldn't tell if that was in the chest. If it gets up around the collarbone and neck area, that will leave a mark.
Really stuns you, doesn't it?
It does. It really does, because you don't expect it, especially on the major league fields.
Yeah.
You know, Bob Stopperly does a great job with this field, so it's rare to ever see a bad hop. And so when you get one, it startles you a little bit, and then the impact of the ball coming up. Because first thing you think about, when you see that ball come up, you think it's going to hit you in the face. And you can see Brad able to stand up just quick enough. And fortunately, the ball stayed in front of him and was able to make the play, but it stuns you. You're right.
1-800-DENTIST. Get the number. Does a great job staying with this.
Yeah, take a look at it. See how low his glove was? That's where he's expecting it. Just underneath his collarbone, it looks like. And that was a great look, the way that ball came up on him.
Cano, wow! That's a
couple of great plays.
Wow! Not many guys are going to make that play. Moreland hit it about as hard as you can hit it, and Cano picked it cleanly. 2-0 Texas. How tough is this play?
Well, look at the reactions to it. The way that he gets so low to the ground is because of the ball. You can see it hooking back at him with some topspin. Just a tremendous play. It's all reaction and having great hands, and we know that about Robbie. He certainly has great hands.
And tremendous confidence. Trumbo, Miller, and Zunino, bottom third of the order against Colby Lewis, working on a 2-0 lead. Trumbo, 4 for 13 with a homer and 4 runs batted in against Lewis.
Mark, one of the many Mariners that's been swinging the bat well for a while over the last 28 games, hitting .337, 6 doubles, 3 home runs.
Took a little off of that, popped it up. Catcher Bobby Wilson under it. Whoa, and he dropped it. Trumbo digging for second. He is safe. That's a professional play by Mr. Trumbo, running that thing out. Bobby had it all the way, and then at the last second, it came back on him.
Well, that's what happens. And when the ball goes up at home plate, he thinks he has it underneath him, but as it's coming down, the spin of the baseball will take it back out towards the mound, and you can see him having to reach so far back as it goes off the end of his catcher's glove. But you're right. Great hustle by Trumbo, not taking it for granted. Ends up at second base.
Bobby Wilson is so hacked at himself right now. You can't stand it.
It's an E2.
Yes, it is. Brad Miller, chance to pick up a run. gets the bunt down. Trumbo had a slight stumble, but Lewis never looked at him. So Brad gets the job done. So let's take a look. Trumbo.
Right there, you can see him hit it hard. It starts to run. He takes a peek in, sees the ball on the ground, and continues on to second base.
That not only is a good example for little leaguers, but other big leaguers.
Maybe more so for the big leaguers.
I concur. Thank you very much. You took it across the goal line. Thank you very much.
So many times you hit a ball like that, and you're so upset with yourself for popping it up. You forget that there's still a play that needs to be made.
You're going down the line.
Exactly.
Talking to yourself and saying all kinds of unkind things.
Well, Mike Zunino, we said it. There you go. 3 home runs off of Colby Lewis. 3 for 10. All 3 hits, home runs.
Yeah. And one hit he has against Texas this year. That's the aforementioned home run. And this one popped up. There's one out. Short right field. The second baseman called off by the right fielder. Shin-Soo-Choo's got a cannon. You do not want to run on him. Choo's got one of the real fine arms in the American League. So 2 outs. Top of the order, and Ketel Marte.
There was a time when Choo was in the minor leagues with the Mariners, and they were thinking about trying to make him a pitcher. That's how good an arm he has.
Remember when he was in Cleveland, we saw him make some throws. Woo. Chance for Marte to pick up his first major league RBI. Grounded out make that flight out the center. First time up.
And this is where he could take advantage of his speed. The corners have to play even with the bag. A lot of holes on the infield right now if he can hit the ball on the ground. You see the way Beltre is shortened up at third. Moreland, the first baseman, even with the bag. And because of that, they're not going to have as much range.
And there it is. First RBI. Ketel Marte. Mariners on the board. 2-1. Solid smash for the young man. Breaks an 0 for 6. And for Marte, that is his 6th hit since joining the ball club.
Now he gets a fastball down and in. As you take a look at our Alaska Airlines Supermo in the swing, he barrels it up, hit it hard into right field. Odor actually playing him that way.
Good for him. First major league RBI.
Kyle Seager will step in. The Rangers have the shift on again. Odor out towards the outfield grass. You can see him towards right field.
We see more shifts now in a half inning than you probably saw in 5 years in your career.
You're probably right about that. I was thinking about it, and there are only 2 players that I could think of where I actually saw the shift being put on.
Who was that?
You'll remember both of them because it was from my time when I was with the Yankees. One of them played most of his career with the Tigers was Matt Noakes, the catcher, a dead pull hitter.
Oh my goodness, he had been with the Yankees prior to you getting there.
And the other one was Kevin Moss, the first baseman.
Same thing.
Yes, dead
left
pull.
hand, both of them lefty, dead pull.
Outside of that, you rarely saw it.
Being told, I didn't see a lot of Yaz in his prime, but they would occasionally shift on him. I know about Ted Williams, obviously.
Yeah. You know, we're mentioning a couple of players. You see that with half the lineups now. You know, you look at the Mariners, they'll shift on Seager. Some teams will actually do it on Cruz.
Right.
Definitely Seth Smith in the lineup.
2 balls, 2 strikes. A run in on the Marte RBI. Big help in the inning. Bobby Wilson, the catcher, dropping a pop-up in front of home plate. Trumbo hustling. Got to second base. Key play. 2-2. This one popped up. Beltre trying to jack it down. Wow.
Wow.
Stayed with it. Adrian Beltre making a play there, but Ketel Marte gets his first big league RBI, gets the Mariners on the board. As we go to the 4th inning, Beltre makes another stellar play defensively. It's 2-1 Rangers. Brought to you by Clearwater Casino Resort. So many reasons to come out and play. By BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. And by Honda. Get a dream deal on your favorite Honda now at your Honda dealer. Why not stop at the Pike Place Market on a Sunday? Everybody in town, folks who live here, and all the many tourists that come to Seattle. Here's Josh Hamilton, first pitch swinging, high pop-up. Center field, Marte, his first play today.
That will help Felix in his pitch count. 55 pitches to get through the first 3 innings. Again, the Mariners really need him to get deep into the game. The good news with Felix is he can pitch to contact and have a couple of quick innings.
Spoke to Lloyd McClendon. I said, I got here a little bit late. How's your bullpen? Well, pick your synonym. It's something we can't say on the air. It ain't good.
Everybody except for Carson Smith pitching in yesterday's ball game. A number of guys having to pitch a couple of innings or throw a lot of pitches to get through an inning.
Well, Humpson went 2 innings yesterday.
Joe Beimel pitched, probably wanted to give him the day off because he's been pitching so much, but he still ended up coming into the game.
But Lloyd got one of those manager faces, a little distressed. What am I going to do? I need some help. Here's Seager. Easy bounce. Throws out Elvis Andrews. And 2 quick outs here for Felix. Coming up this Wednesday, schedule an afternoon meeting at the corner right here at Edgar and Dave in Head to Safeco Field. For Mariners midweek matinee starting at 12:40. Make the ballpark to conference room. Make it for the day. Grab a ticket or tickets at mariners.com. Orioles coming to town tomorrow. Right now they trail at Anaheim. Angels have them 4-2. Top of the 4th.
Odor going to step in. Had a double his first time up. Hit right on the left field line. Hit the chalk. He drove in the first run for the Rangers.
Well, Taylor Swift was in town last night across the street at the Clink. And Felix has already put a title song of hers to use. Shake It Off when he's not getting the calls he's looking for. Kings Court on its feet. Felix with 2 strikeouts. looking for a third to complete a nifty inning here. Foul tip caught by Zunino. Strike 3. Third K.
Well, now that he's complaining that it hit him, and Jeff Bannister, the manager, out of the dugout. He wants to get some help. He thought it hit his elbow.
We'll take a look. Let's see. Look. Didn't look like it hit anything.
I thought maybe it hit the side of his forearm.
Well, if it hit his forearm, yeah, it hit him. You can tell by his reaction.
And they're going to take a look at it now.
Dale Scott on the right. He's the crew chief. So they're.
I think certainly it does not hit his bat, but take a look at his forearm.
But I got him
right there.
Yeah, clearly, no question about it.
And it clearly missed the bat.
No question about that one. This should be one of these replay reviews. I can name that tune in 15 seconds. I mean, come on.
Well, he called it a strike because he said it was a foul tip, and if nothing else, you could see that it did not touch the bat. And they're going to give him first base hit by pitch.
Rangers win that challenge. So 2 outs, 1 on. Odor, RBI double, now a hit by a pitch. 6th batter that Felix has hit this season. And that strikeout called by Lance Barrett overturned. One minute and 5 seconds. That's a heck of a lot more reasonable, Mr. Blowers.
Yesterday when we had a couple that were close to 4 minutes.
He sure did. Hey, Bobby Wilson tapped back to Felix, his first at bat. Long hold by Felix. Time called. Odor 5 out of 10 in base stealing. Rangers get an Odor RBI double in the 2nd, and then Chu scores on a wild pitch, scores from 3rd. That was in the 3rd inning. Mariners get their run on an RBI by Ketel Marte, his first of big league career. Pitch to Wilson. So there for a strike. Decent lead by Odor at first. 1-1. 2-1. The Rangers catcher Bobby Wilson batting 9th. Orioles, who come to town, had a 2-1 lead after 1. The Angels scored 3 in the bottom of the 3rd for their 4-2 lead. 2-1 pitch. Count evens at 2-2.
And it appears that Lance Barrett's starting to open up the strike zone a little bit. A couple of borderline pitches, Felix getting the call on.
You know what they want. There's a 2-2 pitch. Runner goes. And Zunino can't hold on to the foul tip. It's behind him on his left. He still hasn't seen it. Now he does. Cardinals actually lost the game today, Mike. Milwaukee got them 5-4. Ends their 4-game win streak.
Were they on the road?
Yes.
Because they do not lose at home.
And the Dirt Cardinals, phenomenal home record. 40-16. They're now 31-24 on the road. 40 wins, most in the bigs. Montero backs off a holding. Odori's going to run here 3-2. Pitch. Bounce foul.
Well, and it looked as if Felix was going to get out of the inning with 7 or 8 pitches, and now this next pitch will be 15 for the inning. See 70 pitches overall for him. 8th pitch of the at-bat for Wilson.
Felix is ready. Odor takes off. The pitch missed outside his first walk. Runners at first and second. 2 outs as we get back to the top of the order. Delano DeShields.
I think it was 3 pitches to get the first 2 outs.
Well,
and
correct.
Now you have a hit batter and a walk. Rangers so far 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position.
0 for 2 day for DeShields. Didn't hold up.
2 outs. Andrews on first base in the 2nd inning, and the double by Odor scored him. As Dave mentioned, the wild pitch in the 3rd scored Chu.
Thank goodness for those 2 great defensive plays in the 3rd by Miller and Cano. Bounce foul. Felix ahead of young Delano DeShields. His dad played with Mike Flowers at the Montreal days.
And with the Dodgers.
And the Dodgers. Don't forget he played like 5-6 years with the Dodgers. 0-2. 0-1. Crazy how this game can turn on you. 7 pitches, he's in good shape. He's got a punch out, but it turned out the review shows the batter was hit. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Inning over. Felix's 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. Strands a couple of runners. Go to the home 4th. Cruz, Cano, and Smith coming up. look at our Arco top performers. AL MVP candidates entering today, and boy, these guys have some bona fide credentials. Josh Donaldson led the Blue Jays to another win at Yankee Stadium today. Mike Trout finished twice and won one, and Nelson Cruz right there. Look at the offensive leaderboards, Mike. He is all over
He's all
the place.
over it. You're right. What a year he has had.
Just to give you a sampling, starting today, Cruz second in batting average. Lewis delivers a strike. Second in home runs, eighth in runs batted in, first in hits, first in total bases, second in slugging, fourth in on-base percentage.
And he's riding an 18-game hitting streak. 8 games in a row with an extra base hit. Mariner record is 10. Ken Griffey Jr. in 93.
Tied for fourth in extra base hits. Way out front, 2-2. Cruz to be followed by Cano and Smith. .32 home runs. 8 of them here at Safeco Field. Drive deep to right. Down the line. Into the corner, foul ball. Thought he was going to duplicate what we saw him do at Dodger Stadium. Remember that one? Down the line. Blew it out of there at a heartbeat. Tough break, gave it a good ride. Colby Lewis, 12 wins, 1 behind Felix Hernandez. He deals 2-2. Full count. Robinson Cano on deck. 3-2. Takes his walk. For Lewis, his first walk this afternoon, puts a tying run on the base paths as we take a look at our Delta Airlines keep climbing standings in the American League West. Why the Astros have come back to earth, haven't they? The Angels made their move. The Rangers in position to do something. And the Mariners 9.5 back. Well, you guys in 1995, right around this time, were about 11 back.
Yeah.
Hold on to the hope.
For Nelson Cruz, one of the other things that he has going for him is reaching base. Now 22 games in a row with that walk.
Cano grounded out to Moreland at first base in his first time up. 0-1 pitch. Takes for the ball. Texas on the board in the second inning. An RBI double by Ruben Odor. They got another run in the third. Felix Wild pitched in Shin-Soo Choo. Bottom third. Tel Marte, his first major league RBI.
An aggressive swing by Cano on that 1-1 pitch. Fastball at 90 miles an hour. Probably middle in. Robbie homered in the first game of this series. Hitting into the pen out left center field.
One-two pitch from Lewis. Took a lot off it. Oh, and a tag. Double play. Tough break.
As a base runner, there is nothing you can do about that. Just taking your secondary lead. You'll watch the line drive hit right behind him. Cruz sees it right away, but just not enough time to turn around and get back to the bag.
Tough break. 2 outs. Brings up Seth Smith. Grounded out to second, first time up. Seth getting to start in left field today. Franklin Gutierrez still out of sorts, got the flu. Hopefully we'll see him in the next day or two. Had to do a shuffle yesterday with Brad Miller starting in left field. And Jackson today, he's been playing every day. He needed a blow, so they put Marte in center field.
And eventually in the game, Logan Morrison ended up in right field for the first time this year.
Yeah. 2-1. Jesus Montero on deck of Seth. Keep this inning going. And he does with a line drive, one hopper. Shin-Soo Choo. And for Seth Smith, his first career hit off of Colby Lewis. He's 1 for 9. That was a good one. Baltimore Orioles coming to town. Our CenturyLink What's Next. Here are your pitching matchups. Lam Chen is the down Nuno. Nuno might be available today. Could be available today if needed. Hopefully that's not the case. Chris Tillman, the former Mariner, goes against Taijuan Walker. He's really been throwing the ball well. Kevin Gausman against Sasashi Iwakuma. And Kuma last couple times out has been pretty good.
Did a much better job of keeping the ball down early. And Andre Iwakuma, the home run is what was hurting him.
Strike 1 to Montero. Hit a soft liner to shortstop Elvis Andrus in his first at bat. That's hit well. Deep left field. Hamilton, a spectator. A Montero mash. 2-run job, and the Mariners have a 3-2 lead. Jesus Montero, his second home run, RBIs 8 and 9. Got it on an 0-1 pitch.
Good to see the Mariners scoring another couple of runs with 2 outs. And Montero, Dave, you were talking about it, walking Cruz and Cano yesterday. The pitch to Montero, he wasn't able to come through yesterday, but he gives the Mariners a lead with that home run, his second home run since being recalled. And we'll take a look at the swing by Montero. Off-speed pitch, catches it out front, hits it into the back of the Rangers bullpen.
Very impressive. Mariners in front. King with the lead. Trumbo, great hustle, opening up the third inning on a pop-up in front of home plate. If you're just joining us, Bobby Wilson was under it. The last second it got away from him. Trumbo hustling all the way, got his way to second. Sacrificed the third and scored on a base hit by Marte. One and two. Constant sharing of information down there. Flips it. Long run for Chu, but he's there. Highlight of the inning, Jesus Montero with 2 outs and a man aboard gives the Mariners the lead. And he puts a charge into this one. Got it way out of here. Mariners have a 3-2 lead. Two-run shot puts the Mariners in front 3-2 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Going to go back a little more than a year for his last home run here at Safeco Field. And again, one of the great comeback stories in baseball in recent time. And he basically was disowned by the organization, and he worked his tail off. Get back in shape in a lot of ways. Here's routine play off the bat of Chu. Cano throws him out. Chu 1 for 3 today. He's twice grounded out to Cano. Prince Fielder having a day. 2 hits. Came in 0 for 17 against Felix. He's got 2 base hits to right. The last one came with a 3-0 count.
And it was on a changeup. Felix still didn't give in to him and threw the changeup. It was going to be a strike. The fielder was out in front of it and hit it past the first baseman Montero. As you take a look, the American League leaders in wins. Felix 13.
And Colby Lewis is one of 3-time 12 wins. Colby Lewis, Sonny Gray, Mark Burley. Again, you're just tuning in. The Blue Jays won again. They swept the Yankees 3 games.
Well, they're a game and a half back now.
Correct. It's 8 consecutive wins.
And they still play him a number of times. I think they still play him 9 or 10 times.
I think it's 3, so I think it's another 10 times.
10 times. There you go.
Big rip, 2-2. Felix sitting on 3 strikeouts. He's got DeShields twice and Moreland once.
He is at 81 pitches now. And you look at the Mariners, I think they have to get 7 innings out of him. Lloyd would have loved to have seen 8, maybe even work his way into the 9th, but his pitch count is up on him. I wouldn't be surprised if they let him go a little bit longer than normal, because with the shape that the bullpen's in, they need him to get deeper into this game.
4th inning, make that the 3rd inning look like he was going to get out in good shape, and then the 4th inning, 7 pitches, 2 outs, and then the hit batter, and then a long at bat by Bobby Wilson before he strikes out to Shields to get out of trouble. Hi, Grandma. 3-2 pitch. Bounce down to Montero. Well, in addition to him swinging the bat pretty well, he's made a lot of good plays down there. A lot of plays that a year ago we'd have never thought he'd make.
No, he was struggling with him in spring training, but he's worked hard. We've talked about it. That last hop and in between hop stayed with it. He's just moving around a lot better.
As the old coach used to say, because he can. He's down 40 pounds. Makes a difference. Good for him. This country's built on good second acts, and his is well underway. Beltre, line out, and hits another ground ball without the bad hop to Miller, and Felix has a 1-2-3 5th. And he's got a lead against the Texas Rangers, trying to get in the last word to Beltre. This comedy drama never ceases. to Seattle in the rubber match of this series. Brad Miller, first pitch from Colby Lewis. Ball 1 to Brad, who got down a sacrifice in the third inning to move Mark Trumbo from second to third. Trumbo came around to score on the Ketel Marte RBI single. 2-0. Fly ball right center field. Coming in is this Shields, and Chewed backed off at the last second. One away. Enjoy a summer soundtrack with visuals to match when you join us for the final fireworks night of the season. That'll be Friday, August 21st. And it's thanks to Seattle City Light and moving 92.5. After the game, we're going to light up the sky with the show set to your favorite songs of the summer. So get your tickets at Mariners.com. 21st of August, the Chicago White Sox. That'll be the first of 3 against them. Zanino way out front, strike 1. Like flied out to right first time. .83 miles an hour.
And a couple of off-speed pitches. Like he flew out the center on a slider, so Colby Lewis just trying to keep everything away from him, set up away again. Breaking ball.
Bobby Wilson doing the catching today. Chris Jimenez, the former Mariner, caught in yesterday's game. Jimenez was tagged out at the plate in the third inning on a nice throw by Montero. Well, he took a hit. Said it felt like he was getting punched by Tyson. Neck was still sore, but Jesus Montero, not Jesus Sucre, apologized. He said, "Dude, sorry, man." He says, "No, part of the business. I've been there." But he said his neck still bothered him a little bit. 2-2. And Mike is called out on strikes. Colby Lewis, 2 strikeouts, both of them have been called strike 3s. You got Cruz in the first. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Orioles coming to town. Buck Showalter's Ball Club very much in wild card contention. Day off on Thursday in Boston. Take on the last place Red Sox for 3, and then go to Texas before coming home. How do you figure the Red Sox? 13 games under 500 entering today. They did win. They won at Detroit 7-2.
Well, I guess it goes along the lines of how do you figure Houston this year or Minnesota? You know, teams that are doing well that weren't expected.
And this will be what, the second last place finish for the Red Sox? Back to back, isn't it? Base hit up the middle. How about Marte? Second straight hit. Good for him. 2 for 3. 2 balls. He's really stunned. Good stuff.
And I like the fact that they're on the ground. With his speed, the ability to bunt for a base hit the ball on the ground. Give yourself a chance. You can see him really fighting to stay on top of that last pitch as he drives it back up the middle. High hands. He's trying to stay on top. Rangers with the shift on with Kyle Seager hitting.
Not seen Marte attempt a stolen base. One over to Kyle. There he goes. Throw down to second is not in time. Stolen base for the game, Lord. McClendon talking about Marte. He's very instinctive on the base path. Still want to see some stolen bases. Well, there's his first.
And I thought he stole this base with an average jump. Just a tremendous amount of speed. Toby Basner, the second base umpire, just making sure that his foot stayed on the base. as you take a look at the slide by Marte.
So another first for Kittel. His first RBI in the third, his first big league stolen base here. Seager trying to score him, 2-1. That's a confidence builder, isn't it?
Oh, I think that you talked about the first. Anytime you can get those things out of the way and you feel that, okay, I can do that. I can get a base hit up here. I can steal a base at this level. You bet. And again, I thought he stole that base with just an average jump.
3-1 to Seager with Cruz on deck. Marte out at second base.
Mariners this afternoon 1 for 2 with runners in scoring position. The one base hit by Marte that came in the third inning, had a base hit. Trumbo ended up scoring.
Three-1 pitch to Seager. Popped it up, and it'll get out of play. Backtrack just a little bit. If the Red Sox finish last, it'll be back-to-back years, third time in 4 years. Be there next weekend. And a world title in between it. Year 2013 as Seager swings and misses, stranding Marte at second base. We've played 5 here at Safeco Field. Felix and the Mariners lead at 3-2. Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Buy Jack in a Box. If the Mariners win, mention Mariners for a free Jumbo Jack with purchase tomorrow at Jack in a Box. Buy Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. And buy CenturyLink, your link to what's next. So glad to see Jamie Moyer yesterday going into the Mariners Hall of Fame. Well-deserved honor for the Mariners' winningest pitcher. And a guy that's going to be surpassing him, if not this year, certainly next year. Felix Hernandez on the mound right now with a 3-2 lead. He's got Mitch Moreland, Josh Hamilton, and Elvis Andrus. Felix with 138 career wins, and Jamie Moyer at 145 as a Mariner. Jamie's got 269 for his career, 35th all time. I knew he had a lot of wins. And I didn't know it was 35th all time. That's impressive.
I wonder, and I didn't have a chance to ask him, but I wonder, you get to that point, you start thinking about 300, don't you?
Well, one of the reasons why we saw him in Colorado a couple of years ago, he was 50, or coming up on 50.
Right. A couple of good fastballs by Felix on the outside corner.
Really enjoyed having him and all the other guys around the last couple of days. Lou looked great, didn't he?
He has the last few years that he's been back here.
Yeah.
All that pitching he's doing is suiting him well.
Although, here's Felix looking for strikeout number 4. Ball outside. He was talking about how they've had a lot of storms, as he said, back home in Tampa. He's even cut down on his golf game. Fans are fired up yesterday. That was good stuff. 2-2. Felix with 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Just joining us, Jesus Montero in the 4th, a 2-run shot, 2 outs. Gives the Mariners a 3-2 lead.
Next pitch will be 90 for Felix. His season high as far as his pitch count goes is 114. I would not be surprised if he surpasses that this afternoon.
Breaking ball hit the left field, battling the sun. Seth Smith, and there's one away. Catch the debut of Seahawks All Access this Wednesday at 10:30. Get exclusive player interviews and Seahawks stories you can't find anywhere else. Due to NFL restrictions, Seahawks All Access is only available for viewers in the Seattle and Portland markets. For your local programming schedule, visit rootsports.com. Sad to have learned of the passing of the great Hall of Famer Frank Gifford this morning at 84 back in New York. Josh Hamilton stands in, one of the original Glamour boys back in the 50s, coming out of Southern Cal, goes to New York, wins the championship, and becomes a jock turned broadcaster. One of your heroes, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely.
The old Giff. Hamilton a ground out and a fly out.
Mariners have the shift on with Hamilton hitting.
Wow, he's tremendous, isn't he? And that ball's hit hard again.
That ball is hit hard, 94 miles an hour in the middle of the plate and down, and Hamilton dropped the barrel on it. You can see the adjustment he had to make. It was almost as if he was going to get in front of it in the last second. He backhanded it.
Discretion, my man. Discretion, right.
There you go. You can see him trying to get in front of it and backhand.
Wow. Folks, he made a play on Moreland back in the 3rd. If you didn't see it, that was a fairly high degree of difficulty. The one he made earlier was even higher.
Great hands. We were talking about it earlier with that play.
Here's Andrews. We've seen a lot of great second basemen, but that kind of quick hands. I don't remember seeing anybody with those hands that quick.
Well, one of them was here yesterday. Brett Boone could play second base. Harold Reynolds also.
Good one. Yeah. Real good.
Yeah.
Two and one. Elvis got an infield hit. Blistered one down to Seager. Short hopped him and got by him. And a ground out. Seager threw him out in the 4th. Seager has another opportunity to throw him out. Cashes it in. And Felix's pitch through 6. Beautiful day here in Seattle. Kings Court enjoying themselves in a big way. 3-2 Mariners. tremendous fun. Dad's not doing bad either with his beverage.
I'm going to go with the big brother just because he seemed to be in control of the situation.
Volume, right? Cruz looking to extend his hitting streak to 19 games. Strikeout looking and a walk today. That should do it. High, deep, left field. Boom, stick, baby! Nelson Cruz with another home run. His 33rd, 69th run batted in and extends the hitting streak to 19 games. Wow.
Also extends his extra base hitting streak to 9 games. Had already extended his on-base streak to 22 games with a walk in his previous at-bat. 33 home runs on the year for Nelson Cruz.
Magnificent season. His 9th home run here at Safeco Field.
And this is something that I was able to talk to him about a couple of days ago. That pitch is in off the plate, and his ability to pull his hands inside and keep the ball fair, and this is fair by a pretty good margin, is remarkable. Especially when you consider how many pitches that he sees that are away from him.
Sure. Impressive.
Extra base hitting streak now at 9. Ken Griffey Jr. in 1993 holds the record at 10. That is when Jr. hit 8 home runs 8 days in a row for him. And wow, there you go. You can see it. Second longest in the franchise history to Ken Griffey Jr.
It is a pleasure to watch that man come to work. Mike Trout to this point 0 for 3. So now Trout and Cruz tied for the home run lead in the American League at 33. Good pitch by Lewis to strike out Cano. How about this one? Our Seattle City Light power play on an 0-1 pitch with a man aboard. Jesus Montero goes yard to put the Mariners in front 3-2. That was in the 4th with 2 outs.
And Montero now on deck. Seth Smith going to step in. Seth with a base hit his last time up. Montero homered after that with 2 outs.
It's a foul. Nice grab by first base coach Chris Woodward. Smitty with his first career hit off of Colby Lewis last time up. Now 1 for 9. Hit it hard, but outdoors right there. 2-1. It is so much fun to watch a guy have a wonderful season like Cruz has had. Just incredible. And as we tell you all the time, because it's true, one of the all-time good guys too.
I think that one of the things about him, Dave, and you and I have obviously watched a lot of baseball games over the years, but some of the things that he's able to do with the home runs and hitting the ball the other way and all that is just remarkable.
And the 2 strike balls that he puts in play as Chu retires Montero. Big highlight. A high towering home run, his 33rd. This off the bat of Nelson Cruz, and there you see the shadow effect. And here's where it landed. Mariners have extended the lead. It's 4-2 Seattle. going. It's free to all youngsters on Sunday, August 23rd, as part of Salute the Kids Day here at Safeco Field. Pick up tickets for the entire family right now at any Mariners team store or mariners.com. Good family day this sunny Sunday in Seattle. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers with you. Root Sports crew, happy Felix Day, you bet. Mariners have a 4-2 lead. Here's Rougned Odor, followed by Bobby Wilson and Delino DeShields. 8-9-1 here for Texas. A little more than 7.5 seconds on hang time on the Cruz home run. NASA called and said, "What are you guys doing at Seattle?"
Seen a lot of football games. Ray Guy punt right there.
Ray Guy, Sean Landetta. Good punt coverage, baby. That's why they call them fair catches too, man. You can hang up that long. Everybody's the equipment guys down in coverage. Oh, 2. Left field. Smitty back a couple steps, one out. Don't forget to stick around after the game for Mariners postgame. It's presented by Delta Airlines. Talk a lot about Nelson Cruz. It'll be Brad Adam and Jason Bay. Just joining us, Cruz smote his 33rd home run, extended his hitting streak to 19 games. And about a million more superlatives. We still have another hour to run them down.
Also started the game off with a great catch in right, a diving catch in right field.
Good point. Catcher Bobby Wilson. Tap back to Felix. It'll Andrew, the only walk of the ball game for Felix so far against 3 strikeouts. Marte gets another opportunity to make the play. Fight with Sun. Welcome to the base. Didn't see it. Had it and didn't. And Cruz tried to help him out. Throw to second. And Wilson's in there safely.
That'll be a double. And you could see that Marte was having issues the entire way. And we'll take a look at it. He tries to put look like his hand and his glove up to shade the sun. Right there you can see him, and now he's losing, and that's when Cruz came over to try to help him out. One of the things that Andy Van Slyke will talk to him about is the sunglasses.
Put them on.
Yep, on top of his hat.
Oh, man, he can see where he's blind there.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a terrible feeling.
Oh, they're on now. In for Marte. He's only played a handful of games in the outfield. Seen him at shortstop the last few days. Played some second base when Cruz was down.
Second in center field. Second game. 0-1. The Shields robbed by Cruz and struck out twice. 0 for 3. Big bender. Good one.
Look at that. 4 more runs of support for Felix Hernandez. 93-6.
Almost to the point.
That is getting it to the house right there.
Boy, you know it. Remember a commercial. Attention all golfers. Pick it up. You're good.
The only bad part about losing that ball in the sun.
Extra pitches.
Extra pitches. 104 pitches for Felix right now. We've already talked about the bullpen, the shape they're in.
He did go. Lance Barrett with the definitive call said that Delino DeShields did get through the zone, and then his strikeout number 4, and he's got DeShields 3 times.
And so far, the Rangers 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position as you take a look at that swing. And that is a good call. It's also a great look.
Good hitter Shin-Soo Choo, 1 for 3 with a run scored. Scored on a wild pitch in the third. Four strikeouts, 1 walk for Felix, giving up 2 runs on 6 hits. Mariners have had 2 home runs, a 2-run shot by Montero, solo blast by Cruz, and Marte delivered an RBI. Well placed fastball by Felix, 1-1.
Still has a good fastball. He's been consistently 93, 94.
Chu struggling, runners in scoring position, hitting at 139. 2 outs. A couple of homers, 11 runs batted in. Good crowd of 29,939. Swing and a miss.
A couple of elevated fastballs. That one at 94.
Chu represents a tying run. Felix trying to put him away. One-two pitch from the King. Got him! Struck him out! Strikeout number 5 and another big moment for Felix Hernandez. The Mariners go to the home 7th with a 4-2 lead. Consider how a Washington's lottery win would change your bucket list. Play today. And how about Felix? Needed a strikeout, got a strikeout to get out of trouble against the good hitter Shin-Soo Choo. It's his 5th strikeout of the ball game.
I like the way that he went after him. It was 3 fastballs in a row, all of them elevated. Topped out at 94 in that inning. And it looks like he's done, shirt untucked. So that's it for Felix.
Goal achieved.
And his reaction after he got the strikeout. Yeah. He competes. Great outing for him. Fernando Rodney getting loose in the pen.
Yeah, I've said it before. Here's 1-1 pitch. I've been doing this for a long time, print and broadcast. One of the greatest competitors I've ever been around. I mean, not even close.
I am with you on that. Let's look at Rodney.
Rodney can get his location back, he'll be fine. In terms of velocity, it's not been a problem this year.
I think it's been better this year than it was last year.
Trumbo shoots one the other way, but Moreland's there.
And we'll take a look at Felix. 7 innings today, 6 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. Just 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. He threw 109 pitches. In a season high 114, so close to that. It appears that he has finished for the afternoon.
Well, he knew what was at hand in terms of what was needed because of the bullpen. And Sam Freeman heating up, left-hander. We saw him in Friday's game. Here's Brett Miller, a sacrifice and a fly to center. Foul. Houston and Oakland tied at 1-1, bottom of the 6th in Oakland. Brad looks at ball 2. Holding on is Bobby Wilson. Mike Zunino on deck. Two and two, 1 out, nobody on. Off the plate, count runs full. Two pitch to Brad. How about it? Miguel Cabrera about to start working his way back for Detroit. Tigers lost 7-2 to Boston today. 3-2 here to Miller. And a strike 3 call.
And Brad not happy about it, and I don't blame him. He thought it was ball 4, and you can see it on the tracer. Borderline down off the plate.
Brad's got a strong case. 5th strikeout. Lance Barrett, the home plate umpire today.
And he really hasn't been giving this pitch today. We've seen Felix upset a couple of times when he had a pitch similar to that and wasn't able to get the call. And Brad right there thought he had ball 4, and he should have.
Fly ball left center field. Track. Shields there. And he makes the catch. DeShields makes the catch as the Mariners are retired 1-2-3 in the 7th inning against Colby Lewis. Mariners have a 4-2 lead. Fernando Rodney, the experience begins when we come back. first batter of the game. Takes away an extra base or base hit from DeShields.
He's really played well in right field. And Robbie Cano, how about this one? Little pick. Backhanded play. The casual toss to first.
That is fabulous eye-hand coordination.
And how about Brad Miller? Oh, almost hits him in the face. Keeps it in front of him, though, and stays with the play. That ball took a really bad hop on him. But a fine play by Brad. Right off the bat of Beltre.
Cano's made a couple of good plays. Brad and Nelson Cruz, really good stuff here today. Fernando Rodney taking over.
This will be his 50th appearance of the year. 5.44 ERA for him. Opponents hitting .256 off of Rodney. He's given up 8 home runs.
Austin Jackson takes over in center field for Marte. And Logan Morrison at first base. We got to see Ketel Marte get his first Major League RBI and stolen base. 2-hit day for the young man. It's a good matchup here. Rodney against Fielder. And for Fernando, velocity's been good, but location.
And counts. Falling behind 2-0, 3-1, 3-2. See what Fielder has done against Rodney. 2 for 9 with a couple of strikeouts.
To your point, counts. He's behind 2-0. Montero's day done. 1 for 3, 2-run homer. Good for him. Wow, 3-0. Feel the anxiety level rising up by the second. Low strike. 3-1. Fielder, Beltre, and Moreland 3-4-5 here. And caught a break.
Yeah, you can see Fielder telling Lance Barrett, the home plate umpire, that pitch was down.
Not part of the blueprint. Tying run coming to the plate. Adrian Beltre playing fantasy baseball. MLB.TV serves up real-time highlights and pitch tracking info on your out-of-market fantasy players, live or on demand on over 400 devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Get MLB.TV today. There's a strike.
Again, Beltre now complaining that the pitch was down, and you can see on the tracer, Lance Barrett, the home plate umpire, helping him out.
One. 2 for 15 against Fernando. He talked about yanking it.
That is turning on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. That is probably a good, I don't know, 6-7 inches inside off the plate. Still able to get the barrel to it.
Straight away and deep in the outfield. Infield straight up too, hoping for a double play. He's good, says Dale Scott. 2-2.
And another fastball. This one at 97 and off the plate.
Two pitch to Beltre. Right center field, hanging up. Cruz there, got the catch. The outfield now, Smith and left, Jackson at center, Cruz and right. There's infield, Seager, Miller, Cano, and Morrison. Lefty hitter with some pop, Mitch Moreland. 0 for 3 today, 5 for 9 against Fernando. It's that low strike. Nothing else. If nothing else, Barrett is consistent. He may be wrong, but he's consistent.
Well, and now he's hearing it from the dugout.
Now he's got rabbit ears to boot. Now he just ran Jeff Bannister. This ought to be a show.
When you can see Bannister wanting to know, why are you throwing me out?
Getting his money's worth. On the same coaching staff with Lloyd McClendon in Pittsburgh. Lance Barrett, who played umpire, so he has just run Jeff Bannister. Barrett's holding a 2-run lead. Pitch. Strike 2. If you're Rodney doing the right thing, if he's calling that low strike, pound it, pound it, pound it.
Keep going there.
The Mariner hitters, be aware for the 8th inning. Same pitch. Line drive, base hit, center field. Fielder will hold at second.
It looked as if Mike Zunino was set up in off the plate. 0-2 pitch. He wanted that pitch well in off the plate. 97, probably middle in.
Adam Rosales. Pinch run from Moreland. He'll stay on at first base.
Hamilton's had some success against Rodney. 4 for 11.
Now where's he like that ball, Mike?
He wants it middle, in, and down. Changeup. He can handle the changeup up there too. What he's been doing, he'll chase the changeup that's been down out of the strike zone.
Fernando needs a double play ball, big time. 1-0.
There's the changeup down and away. Good one at 84.
Fernando comes in. Felix had a 4-2 lead. Still is. Walk, fly out, base hit, 2 runners aboard.
Another one, well located, right at the bottom of the strike zone. Take another look at the changeup from Rodney. A lot of movement on the changeup.
Fernando ahead 1-2. Big pitch here to Hamilton. Fouled it off at 98.
His best fastball so far. He's going to throw his fastball. I don't mind. You can see it on the EQC trace and throw it above the belt. Carson Smith getting loose in the pen. Carson, the only reliever that didn't throw in yesterday's ball game.
1-2 to Hamilton. Struck him out. 2 outs in the 8th with 2 on and a 2-run lead.
And able to get him with the changeup off the plate away. Take a look at it. Looks like it's going to be on the outside corner, and you can see how much movement it has.
Tremendous movement.
And look at our Alaska Airlines Supermo and how out front he is. Well off the plate. Able to get all 3 strikes on the changeup.
Elvis Andrus 1 for 3. 4 for 11 with an RBI against Rodney. That one goes into the stands. Strike one.
Rangers so far this afternoon 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position, and Andrews also with some success, 4 for 11.
One into the webbing of Zunino's glove. He backhanded, rechecking that webbing, see if it's still good. Big spot for Rodney in the 8th. Felix in line to win his 14th ball game. Here's 1-1. 2-1. Texas had a 2-0 lead. Mariners now with the lead. A couple home runs today. 2-1 pitch. Seager. Cano for the force, and Rodney escapes. Home 8th. Few more Safecos as in additional runs wouldn't be too shabby coming up in the home 8th. Join the Mariners and 100.7 The Wolf for Country Music Night at the ballpark this Tuesday at 7:10. Through this special offer, you'll receive a ticket and a stylish Mariners cowboy hat for as low as $20. So get the tickets right now only at mariners.com/country. Fernando Rodney and the Mariners get out of that top of the 8th inning, stranding 2 runners. Here's Logan Morrison, first at bat today. Almo came on to replace Montero at first. This might drop in. No, it doesn't. To Shields, too much speed. 1 away. And this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. So 1 out.
Kyle Seager looking for his first hit. 0 for 3 this afternoon.
See if he can extend that hitting streak to 6 right here.
Rangers have the shift on. Kyle hitting. They've done that the entire series.
Inside, 1-1. See Nelson Cruz, lower right. He's on deck. Kyle today. 0 for 3 at pop-up. Foul out and a strikeout. 2-1. Two and two. We were talking about hot teams earlier in the ballgame. Chicago Cubs completed a 4-game sweep of the defending world champion San Francisco Giants today. 2-0 Cubs. 4-game sweep. Arrieta beats Peavy. 2-2. Full count. Cruz on deck. Three-two pitch. Look out with the padding, thank goodness. Mariners continue the homestand. Orioles come to town next 3 days. Nuno, Walker, and Iwakuma against Tillman, Chen, and Gosman coming up. Time granted again. With Chase. 2 outs. Colby Lewis's 6th strikeout. Let's take a look at our Columbia Bank difference of the game. Mr. Cruz, 7 seconds plus hang time on his 33rd home run. Got it on an 0-1 pitch.
With that swing, extends his hitting streak to 19 games. Extra base hitting streak to 9 games. And on base streak to 22 games.
His 3rd. Check that. That's his first home run off of Colby Lewis, next teammate. Let's see why Nelson grimaced. Come back. To the 9th we go. Texas will have their 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up. Carson Smith for the lockdown. 4-2. Mariners trying to get the series. Try a real triple play. ST Express buses, Link Light Rail, and Sounder trains. Weigh your options at soundtransit.org.
Carson Smith going to take over for the Mariners. For Carson, 11 saves and 13 opportunities, a 2.82 ERA, 58 strikeouts and 44 2/3. Opponents hitting just 190 off of Carson. Good fastball in the mid-90s. Also, his out pitch is going to be the slider. He will get 8, 9, and 1. Due up, Odor walking to the plate.
Carson trying to save it for Felix Hernandez, looking to make Felix the first 14-game winner in the American League this year. Ned Odor going to lead it off.
Mike Napoli has come out on deck. He will pinch hit for Bobby Wilson, the catcher, number 9 hitter.
First pitch strike by Carson. Saw Carson in Friday night's game. Gave up base hit in the 9th and closed out the game. Mariners won it 4-3.
Rare changeup from him at 87.
One pitch. Can't get it. Flip. Safe. Odor can really motor. Good base hit.
And we'll take a look at it. Quick flip from Logan Morrison. An easy play for Carson to handle. Foot clearly in the middle of the base. That is close, but it looked as if Odor ended up beating it. Take another look at it. Maybe not. Maybe it hit the back of his glove before his foot hit the base, but Lloyd's not. Oh, it is. They're going to take a look at it. Dale Scott.
Carson missed on the first wave at it. He knew it was going to be trouble.
Here's another look at it. Carson beats him to the bag. Fortunately, he doesn't get his foot stepped on because his foot's in the middle of the base. It's hard to tell at that angle. I thought the other angle was a better look at it just because you could see it hit the back of the glove. Here's the look right here. See if you think it hits the back of the glove before his foot hits the base.
Oof, boy, that's close.
Unfortunately, he was called safe, so I'm not sure there's enough there to overturn the call. We'll see. Dale Scott again, the crew chief.
Second time Odor's been involved in a challenge. He was hit by a pitch. Video confirmed back in the 4th inning.
There's another look in our Alaska Airlines Supermo. Again, the ball just has to hit the back of his glove. That is close. I think they ended up getting him, though. I think he was out. Let's see if it's enough.
Odor waiting, as is everybody else. Long look by the boys back in New York. Mariners with a 4-2 lead. Texas jumped out early in the 2nd inning. Odor with an RBI double. They added another run in the top of the 3rd. Felix Wild pitched in a run. Mariners come back in the 3rd, an RBI single by Marte. And bottom 4, 2-run homer by Montero. Mariners have a 3-2 lead, and they extended it to 4-2 with Cruz leading off the 6th with his 33rd home run. And that's a 13th home run leading off an inning for Cruz.
This is obviously a huge play.
Sure is.
That would bring the tying run to the plate, and that guy is Napoli. Rangers picking him up at the start of this series.
big play.
Again, is it enough to overturn it? He was called safe.
And a reminder right after the ball game, Mariners post game coming your way, presented by Delta Airlines. Brad Adam and Jason Bay.
There we go.
There we go. What do we have? He is safe. All right, there we go. So that's critical play. And a dangerous power hitter coming up. Mike Napoli, in his second tour of duty, which began yesterday, obtained from the Boston Red Sox. Napoli got the start in yesterday's game. 3 minutes and 27 seconds on the review as Napoli gets out of the way. $18 home runs, 98 games against the Mariners. Mike Napoli in his career with Texas, the Angels, and Boston, and now Texas again. 1-0. There's a strike. Good speed at first and Odor. Pitch. And Napoli not liking that call. Jeff Bannister, first-year manager for the Rangers, was thrown out 8th inning for beefing on a call. On a pitch at home plate. 1-2. Cruz is right there. Big out. Top of the order, and Delino DeShields. Felix struck him out his last 3 times up, and Cruz robbed him of a base hit to open up the ball game. Field double play depth. Miller and Cano. Seager was in a couple steps at third. Strike 1 to DeShields.
Good fastball in on his hands. Late swing. It would be tough to double up with his speed.
A 1 pitch. Got it by him. Carson Smith looking for his 12th save. The 0-2 pitch. Way outside. Catching ready, 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Size 4 count for DeShields. 4 consecutive strikeouts. 2 outs here in the 9th.
This is on the slider. They want to go to the outside corner. He catches the inside corner. He's got a tough time getting a slider away from the right-handers. Able to get a strike on the inside corner with a slider against Napoli also.
Here's Shin-Soo Choo. Runner takes off. Strike 1 to Choo.
That was low strike. He didn't like it. This is definitely the guy you want to get. You have a fielder waiting on deck.
0-1-2 with Odor at second. Foul lookout. Swings. Carson Smith ahead here. 0-2. 2 outs in the ninth.
All the outfielders right in front of the warning track trying to take the double away. Logan Morrison just about standing on the line at first.
Smitty trying to put an exclamation point on this W. 0-2 pitch. It hit him. It did. Oh, brother. Tying runs aboard.
Hit him on an 0-2 pitch, and I'm wondering if it was a slider again. I think it was 86 miles an hour. I think it was his slider. He's having a tough time with his command of it. Another look at it. Right off the front of his foot. Hit him on the toe. And Lloyd McClendon making a trip out to the mound. He's going to have a conversation with Carson Smith. Nobody throwing in the Mariner bullpen.
Fielder today. 2 for 3 with the walk. Started the day. The number 3 hitter in the American League.
And this is not what you wanted to see right here. Carson is really struggling with his slider. His fastball command has been really good today, but his slider, he's having a real tough time with his slider, trying to command that side of the plate. As you take a look at Fielder and the home run that he hit out the left field, that was late in the game after it was just about over with.
Boy, oh boy. So Fielder and Carson Smith, first time facing off. Big spot. Fielder represents the go-ahead run. This will do it. Cano, easy play, throws him out. Game over. Mariners win it 4-2, and Felix gets his 14th win. Ties for the Major League lead with Pittsburgh's Garrett Cole, and the Mariners take 2 out of 3 from the Texas Rangers.
And again, it was the home runs today. Montero with a 2-run homer. Nelson Cruz a solo home run, extending his hitting streak to 19 games. Great job by the Mariners pitching today with Felix and Rodney, and then Carson Smith holding the Rangers to an 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position. That ended up being the difference in this one.
So the Mariners go to 52-60. The Rangers drop to 55-55. 4-2 Mariners win it. Here's Brett Adams.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. 4-2, the Mariners do take it. They get to celebrate. Carson Smith is 12th save. Felix, time for the Major League lead now with 14 wins. And Jason, it didn't look like Felix would be able to go 7 innings today. 75 chucks through 4. But he figured things out, gutted it out, and another good win for him.
A good win for him and a good win, kind of a team win. You know, you saw Felix pitch well. We had some good defensive plays and a couple home runs. It was just kind of one of those perfectly scripted games where everything kind of went as planned.
On a perfect day here on Sunday. And Nelson Cruz leading off with his 33rd home run. We talked about his MVP candidacy.
Absolutely.
Got to be in the conversation, right?
Yeah, it's becoming so routine now that it's not even impressive. You know, it's just you come to expect it, and I think that's what's more impressive is that it's been routine. He's been so good all year, and we still got a month and a half left.
He's got 19-game hitting streak, which ties his career high. He's also got a streak, 9 straight games with an extra base hit. That is one off the franchise record. Junior had a 10-gamer. And very impressive for him. And let's go down as we see Jen Mueller ready for her post-game interview with Jesus Montero. Jen?
Well, Jesus came up with the go-ahead run there in the 4th inning. And Jesus, let's go back to that home run. What were you looking for in that at-bat?
No. My first at-bat, I throw me a fastball. I get the little line drive to third base. And, I just was looking for fastball all the way. Holding that pitch in there, and I hit it good. Happy to help the team to win, and that was a good feeling.
How does your approach change with 2 outs in the inning?
I was trying to hit the ball hard, so that's what I did. Very happy to win today. Excited, It's good because Philly was throwing the ball good today too.
And Nelson Cruz is hitting the ball well. How do you describe what your teammate is doing at the plate these days?
A big home run from Nelson too. Bill Hopper too. It was crazy. It was good to win today. We're happy. I'm happy. I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to win.
Hey, did you listen in at all to what Felix and Beltre were saying? Could you tell us what they were talking about?
That's a big competition, and then between them, that's something that they do every single time that when they play. It's really good to watch that because they wanna win. So it's really fun.
It is even more fun when you come out on the winning side. Thanks so much, Jesus. We'll let you get inside. The Mariners do win this one 4-2. They take the series against Texas. Mariners postgame on Root Sports is coming up.